Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Think Before You Sleep. How to stay single permanently. The advice that women give each other on TikTok is pretty much that. And it's a big reason why Passport Bros exist, why MGTOW exists. These women teach each other how to finesse, to manipulate, and to just extract from men without providing any type of value in return. So please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
If he says, I don't mind providing, if you stay home to cook, clean, and take care of the kids, then honey, he minds. That is not a provider. That is a traditional man.
Wait, what?
All
What's
right.
the difference? Isn't this what women are asking for? A traditional man is providing for the woman so that she can stay home and take care of the house and the children.
It makes me really sad when I see girlies think that they found a provider just because he's offering financial support in the future. Like, I hear things all the time that's like, oh, he's going to make partner one day so I can be a stay-at-home mom, or he's going to retire me when I have kids. They don't understand that his financial support is in exchange for household labor, whether or not she's happy doing it, because he's now financially providing.
Oh, how terrible. Do you mean to tell me that a man is expecting some form of labor in return for the lifestyle that he's providing to you? How dare he expect reciprocity in a relationship?
You guys are assholes for wanting things back for all that manual labor, emotional labor, and all the money you guys put into these women. What the fuck are you guys thinking? What are you gonna get back?
Clearly, this lawyer who's going to make partner one day is just a dusty who doesn't deserve a queen like you.
Right?
Now financially providing. That's why a lot of women say to avoid this, because you become financially dependent, and that's not a good spot to be in.
No, this is exactly why you're teaching women to wait at the finish line. You're teaching women to not build with men because the future of being able to provide later is not good enough. They have to be able to do it now. Right? Like, that's impossible for most men, especially at younger ages, because they don't make that kind of money yet.
Okay, sarcasm aside, I'm not really sure how you're less dependent on a man if you stay at home and do chores while he provides versus stay home and watch TV all day while he provides. In both
Right.
cases, you're dependent, except the woman who can cook and clean is actually showing work ethic, and if she does a good job managing children, then she's also showing leadership skills. Tell me, which is less risky? The girlie who can lead and get to work, or the girlie who sits on the couch all day?
This is where I don't think that there's nothing wrong with stay-at-home mothers or stay-at-home wives and per se, but there's a lot wrong with it also. These women are doing nothing. What are they providing you? In a sense, if all they're doing is just, if they're not even cleaning and stuff, they're just being provided for. They're just another child for you to take care of. It's not worth the money or effort to deal with women like this. So
Sure, they both don't have income, but I can imagine the one who does return labor for her man would have a lot less difficulty finding money should the relationship go bad. That is, of course, unless
and a lot less like combativeness when she wants something or needs something. If if a woman is constantly doing things for us men, and making us happy and stuff, any little thing that she's gonna ask for that is easily provided by us, we will provide it without much questions asked. Why? Because we love them. But the more issues you're gonna keep on pushing back on me on a lot of these little things, the less and less likely I'm gonna want to do these little things for you.
this TikTok creator is working a job and suggesting that his money is their money and goes to paying for everything in the relationship, and her girl boss money is her money, meaning that she pockets everything while doing no additional housework that would relieve him of some of his workload, which is really unfair. As a guy, you would have to be stupid to accept that deal.
There's plenty of stupid guys out there that accepted this deal. Tell the truth, I'm one of the stupid guys that accepted this deal because when I was younger, I didn't know better. I was the main breadwinner. I came home, cooked and cleaned. I did all that stuff. She barely did anything. She just was a stay-at-home wife. So,
But I digress. Welcome to TikTok cancer. And I mean that. This section of TikTok is literally a poison for women that takes traditionalism and wraps it into some sort of sociopathic relationship where the women insist that the men be boxed into a specific provider role while the girlies can do whatever they want while providing very little or nothing in return.
exactly. They want traditional men, but they want to be whatever the hell they want to be. Like semi-traditional, modern, sluts, whore, sugar babies.
And it's not just Nadine here who's saying this stuff. It's a pretty common trend.
Yes, it's true. I'm a stay-at-home girlfriend, so I'm gonna show you guys what I did today. My boyfriend does leave me money, a little extra, so I can pay off my credit cards because credit is everything. That I got from Starbucks.
You don't even do anything. He has to pay off your credit for you. What the fuck?
Then I went to Zara. Then I went to H&M just to see what they had. Then I got a new phone. Then I got another coffee. Then I went to Ulta. Those cookies are so fucking good. Then I went to the gym with Jay. And then I got home, cut up some fruit. Made
So you spent more money all day, and you cut up a little bit of fruit for me at the end. Gotcha.
some dinner, and yeah, that's all I did.
I said this before in a live stream already, but wow. Stay-at-home girlfriend is one hell of a way to rebrand Sugar Baby, which is just a rebrand of Escort, which is just a rebrand of,
Pretty much.
And the reason I make that distinction is because as far as I can see, these girlies aren't providing any labor into their relationship. He works to pay off her debts while she goes shopping all day and buys what looks like a lot of junk food. Yeah, sure, she spent 5 minutes cutting up some fruit and maybe 30 minutes to an hour making whatever this lump of food is, but how is that equivalent to the 50 to 60 hour work week that
What is that? Like mashed potatoes and like roast beef or something?
it takes to provide luxury items that are fully a waste of money, like a Louis Vuitton bag? Or, for those of you who actually thought the Wizard Liz was a financial guru who can teach women how to be financially successful and independent,
Holy cow. 303.5 million subscribers with only 32 videos? What the fuck? That's crazy.
here's a TikTok she recently uploaded with an entitled look on her face where she is basically admitting that her boyfriend pays for everything. For the people who watched my video on her, I told you she's lying about how financially successful she is from her own efforts. But ultimately, what this is yet
Well, it's kind of hard to say when she has that many followers, like 3.5 million followers. She's making good money, or she should be making good money, I would assume.
another form of hedonism and lazy people trying to find ways to justify not working or doing their fair share, which is a lifestyle that in my experience makes no one happy long term and very often leads to addiction. Except it's worse because these TikTok girlies are trying
Well, I do think it leads to addiction. When you're bored out of your fucking mind, not doing anything at home, you find shit to do. And sometimes it isn't the greatest things to do.
to spread their pathological ideology to other women on the internet and promote it as virtuous and aspirational. When
Right?
in reality, it's a bunch of women asking for free handouts just like the woke mobs do. Imagine glamorizing being the equivalent to a welfare flunky. Though if you've been paying attention to social media recently, then you'll know that the people who constantly push for fame and easy living are quite often the least virtuous, the most narcissistic, and the most sociopathic people. Especially
This is true. This is true. Like, I don't really want to be famous. Like if to be able to walk everywhere and people notice you, that seems like a shitty life, tell you the truth.
when their personal lives get exposed. That being said, let's get back to Nadine's video and have her tell us what a provider is.
But I want to make this very clear. These kind of men are not providers. Providing is not just about money. Provider is someone who is considerate enough to ask their partner what they need and they're committed to providing that for them. So let's say she wants to stay at home to cook, clean, and take care of the kids, and she's happily doing so. Fine. But if one day she doesn't want to do that anymore and she wants to go back to work, or she wants to start her own business, or she wants to pursue her hobbies, a provider is someone who is fully supportive of her.
That sounds like this provider is getting finessed. You
Sort
agree to
of.
a particular arrangement and you're just like, nope, I'm not going to stick to what I said I was going to do.
I'll push back a little bit on this one, Sleep. If the kids are in school and, everything is okay and she wants to go back to work part-time or whatever it is, hobbies, I think that's okay majority of the time, especially when the kids are in school and she's still taking care of all of those things and it's just a side extra thing. But most of the time, I do agree with you, Sleep. It's not like that.
Have fun overpaying for daycare and coming home to a dirty house because I
Exactly.
decided to chase my hobbies instead. Do you guys want to know how you're listening to a sociopath? She doesn't ever flip her words around and see how it would feel if someone did that to her. Imagine if I came into the relationship as a lawyer who was going to make partner.
This is exactly what I don't think a lot of guys in the manosphere and in the space don't do. You guys don't put yourselves sometimes in the other mindset of the women. To be a woman in this world is a little bit different than being a man. We don't experience the exact same things. You guys know this. So being a woman, if you're a good looking woman and men approach you constantly and you get decent amount of creeps here and there, I can see why some women are the way they are, a little standoffish. Is it right? No, but I can understand why some women are like that. So don't get upset at some of the reactions and some of the things that women do. Why? Because they get bombarded with some of these things constantly. Trust me, if men were getting bombarded constantly by women, we would be annoyed as fuck. Why? Because you have girlfriends that constantly need your attention and you get annoyed as fuck by that. Imagine just random women always wanting your attention. It fucking sucks.
But one day just decided, Nadine, I'm tired of working 70 hours a week to buy you luxury purses. So I decided that the most fulfilling thing for me to do is chase my dreams to become a professional Fortnite player.
Okay, this one's, again, Sleep, slightly different. If the kids were in school and she was like, you know what? everything's good now, I'll go to work and I come back and still take care of the household and stuff like that, then that's fine. But the way Sleep is explaining it, I do 100% agree.
Nadine is like a girl boss software engineer or a billionaire secretary or something. Surely she can afford to take care of a man who's just trying to live his best life, right?
Correct.
Oh, wait, I know she wouldn't put up with a guy doing that because she constantly belittles men who want to split the bills 50-50 with passive-aggressive statements like this.
Here's a hot take. I feel like most guys are providers. They just don't know it yet until they meet their dream girl, including that 50-50 guy. He'll want to be with her. He'll want to give her the best things. He'll want to take care of her. Go ahead and do you. But having high standards is a direct correlation to how much we love ourselves. It's always the 50-50 pygmishas who are really...
So what, men can't have high standards? We can't love ourselves either? You know, I don't want a woman that's ran through. I don't want an overweight woman. I don't want a woman that's caked up makeup. I don't want a woman that wears a wig. I don't want a woman with raptor claws. Those are just my preferences. I have high standards.
mean to spoiled girlies and how we choose to live our life. Like, we know the value that we bring and how we want to show up and the kind of man we want to be with and the kind of life we want to have. Well,
No, you guys fucking don't. Very few women, even very few people in general, know what the fuck they want. Rare.
they're still on the struggle bus.
Okay, so if you think it's insulting for a guy to want to split the bill, then don't you think he might think it's insulting that he is expected by you to pay for everything? But on the other side of it, if he has any expectations, it's considered offensive and out of line.
Right?
Right back at feminism saying every preference men have is misogynistic. I mean, she constantly makes incredibly selfish and one-sided statements, just like modern feminists do.
This is one of those things where I feel like you just need to take my word for it so you don't have to go through it yourself. But the biggest gaslight for women ever is that struggling to build together or being his day one somehow makes us more attractive. And I think as
You're fucking stupid. It does make you more attractive. To struggle with someone and to have gone through the bads and them still be there, men value this greatly. If a woman stuck around with some of the baddest things in your life and they're still out there and then they gained weight or got whatever or lost a leg, I would still love that person. Why? Because they stuck through me through the bad. If they didn't stick through me and they were just there after I became a millionaire, do you really think I have the exact same kind of love towards that woman as I do for a woman that was there for my struggles? It is just innate in most humans to value something that has been with you and like, struggled with you. It's just normal. So why would you assume that they value those type of women less?
women, we really need to stop with this narrative that the willingness to be poor to stick by his side and build with him is going to make us more loved and cherished, because it doesn't. I need you to burn this into your head. There is no reward for struggling together. You have to always be your number one priority.
But he has to date you on potential?
Right.
He has to just cross his fingers and hope you uphold your end when you would never give him that courtesy? I mean, look at the comment that Nadine got triggered by. This guy's not even asking for much.
Nope.
It says, I don't mind paying for your bills, but could you at least clean or something? He doesn't even want anything in specific. He just wants some kind of reciprocity for what he does. And Nadine is like, nope, this guy's a loser.
So he's
much.
negotiating with you that he will only provide when you guys have a family and you guys have kids, and he's not doing anything else to show you that he wants to do things for you. Then run, baby girl, run.
So then how are you showing that you're going to be a good partner during this time? Because I would get the same.
None of that has ever been mentioned ever in the mention of fucking modern feminism or fucking modern dating so far. I have not ever really seen the reciprocity side of what women can do for us. It's always been what we do for women, what we have to do for women, the requirements that we need to even talk to women or be in women's presence, but we never get what women give back, ever.
Same advice to guys. Why would you give a woman your labor if she isn't going to give you any of hers? Of course, the one-sidedness of her statement is completely lost on her, as Nadine says this in response to critique.
Girlies, the kind of men you want to be with are not on TikTok on a Wednesday afternoon commenting mean, rude, nasty things on other women's videos because they can't possibly comprehend that other kinds of relationships exist.
Other kinds of relationships? You mean relationships where women are super manipulative?
Yeah.
You mean relationships where women act like parasites and take advantage of guys who can't stand up for themselves? Yes, guys are aware that those relationships exist. And if it wasn't messed up, then this comment here wouldn't be asking the TikTok algorithm to hide these videos from men.
You know what? I used to be somewhat more sorry for some of the simps out there and things like that. But side story this time. So I go to my cousin's donut shop a lot because I work for a cannabis company, and sometimes I do deliveries for the cannabis company. And sometimes it's a slow day, so I'll just relax at my cousin's donut shop while I'm waiting for orders, and I'll help out here and there. And it's my blood cousin's donut shop, and then her sister-in-law works there, which is also, I don't know how this works in American family trees, but she's my cousin still. So I hang out with her a lot. She's a decent looking girl, younger than me. She just got married. And it's funny, she just got married. But there's quite a few guys in the shop because she's there almost every day. She's there 5 days a week that constantly simp over her. And they know that she just got married. They know they'll never get anything from her, but they constantly still simp for her. There's this one gentleman that will bring her food, will bring her things, buy her stuff all the time, and anything she ever asks, he'll like dawdle over and like do it for her. And there's a lot of guys there that will help fold boxes for us because, you know, donuts, we have a lot of boxes and we sell a dozen that comes in a box. So you actually have to, you know, fold those boxes and make the boxes. So she'll have these like 4 guys making boxes for her as she's just sitting there chilling and chit-chatting with them while they're making boxes. Again, I used to feel sorry for Sims, but then when I saw that, I was just like, you guys do this to yourselves. Like, I don't get why you guys do this. You know you're never going to get anything from this woman. You know she just recently got married. She's not into you guys like that, and you know it. But you're still going to do all these little extra things, buy her things, bring her things, and like do her work for her. And then again, on the other side of it, I used to be really like, women are such fucking bitches when they do shit like this. But sometimes then I look at my cousin, and I was just like, she's not even doing anything. She's not flirting with these guys. She's not even she's nice. And she's even mean sometimes to these guys, but these guys still do all these things for her without even her asking sometimes. It's ridiculous out there. Don't do this to yourselves, men. Like, these women are not worth it. My cousin is not worth it. Like, she's a good looking woman. She's very nice. She's probably a wonderful, partner, but you're not going to get anything out of her, at least these men. So why waste all your time and money? Like, this is crazy.
Honestly, I can't believe your boyfriend puts up with you and then lets you advertise on the internet about how you treat him like crap.
I think I get so much hate because I show other women how to recognize her worth and what's possible for her and to not settle for less, that she can be so loved and cared for, that there are other girlies who are being showered with acts of service, who are being spoiled and provided for in more ways than just financially.
So you're basically saying that
sometimes those girls are providing something back in return. Not all the time, but sometimes. There are simps out there to just throw their money away.
Guys should have no standards. Meanwhile, you expect to get a top 1% guy who pays all your bills and buys you luxury bags for a woman he isn't even married to, and also for a woman who Nadine is basically telling to provide nothing in return. And I'm not kidding. Despite saying that women should have the most impossible standards on the planet because mathematically, 99% of women aren't going to be able to find a guy who can afford the lifestyle she's promoting. So despite that, she's telling men who are way above average to lower their standards and date average women.
Can I just say how happy I am to see more and more normie spoiled girlies? Like, before, it might have been aspirational because we just see these ultra luxury couples and the girls who are being spoiled are all these stereotypically attractive ones, so it didn't seem that attainable. But now we just see everyday normal couples. Guys are so loving, so caring, so attentive, so sweet, and their relationship is just like so cute. Now all of a sudden the girls are like, wait, I want that. That's everything goals. Why don't I have that for myself? And honey, you absolutely can. Just stop dating dusties and guys that you have to convince to be a certain way. Date the ones who are already convinced that you're worth it.
Yes, that's called being manipulative because that's the only way you can get a guy who's giving his best
right.
And you don't give your best. Again, I don't think this girl has one empathetic bone in her body because I've never seen her take the perspective of what men might want, which in the most generous interpretation, assuming that I might have just missed that video, it means she rarely does it. Certainly none of her popular videos do it. I mean, at least the sugar baby I showed earlier did stuff for her partner.
Yeah.
At least the girl who shopped all day cut fruit.
Yeah.
Nadine is essentially saying that she is less than a sugar baby. And even if she doesn't act this way in her personal relationship and does reciprocate in some way, by always saying me online, she is teaching her viewers to be selfish and not engage in reciprocal relationships. Wait, sprinkle. Did that post just say sprinkle? Of course. Now everything makes sense. She listens to Shira.
Of course.
For those of you who aren't familiar with Shira 7, allow me to show you the kind of advice that she gives to women.
Okay, so we're not going to sit here and pretend like I'm trying to teach women how to be the best type of wife. No, I'm not. In fact, if you watch this channel, you're probably not a good wife at all. And that's probably why you stay paid.
You're not.
And probably still together. Good wives is left. Good wives become divorced wives. I'm not here for ethics, morals, and values, and karma, and all. I'm not here for that. I'm here to get you this bag and to keep you that bag.
Well, at least you can say that She-Ra is
She's
very honest about
honest.
who she is.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean she gives moral advice, nor does it mean she gives advice that's not manipulative.
You know, I also hear in the comments, you know, like, at least these women are honest. They tell us what they want and they're fucking greedy. Does that make it that much better? Does that make it really better?
Nor does it mean she gives advice that's not abusive. I mean, She-Ra will actively tell women to sabotage the guys they're with so they can't leave them.
And don't try to fix these dudes up. Like, don't try to give them no makeover or nothing. Get their money and stop, because you're going to make them look too good and other women are going to take them. Let them look exactly how they look. Don't even try to help them, girl. If stuff is mismatching, tell them to put some more colors on it, okay? Have them look like brown. Oh, no, I think you need to add some orange to that outfit.
It's so fucked up.
Oh, no, you look good in bright orange. That's your color. Yes.
If you're set on giving your man bad fashion advice, then allow me to point out that people are very superficial in all areas, and making him look ugly will negatively affect his ability to get promotions or impress customers, which will result in him making less money to spoil you with.
100%.
By the way, if you're a guy and you know nothing about fashion, then color theory and knowing what colors to wear is an easy place to start. If you want to learn more about color theory, then you can watch this video here, or you can just Google it. These days, fashion is very scientific, and people have pretty much figured out.
Yeah, that Brenty Venti video on on Pearl was a good one.
What looks good for every skin tone and body type. Oh, and also, I figured that this was worth mentioning because she is one of the most popular creators in this space. Guess who also listens to She-Ra?
Oh, and someone that's quite controversial, but I think she's so funny. She-Ra 7. I used to listen to her so much when I was going through a heartbreak because she would make me laugh. And I think laughter is also something so good. And I think some things she said are actually really valid. And some women need to hear
Really
that and
valid.
need to realize that. She says it in a very controversial way, but I think her main message is women should.
Oh, so women can say shit in a controversial way, but you somehow still can seem to understand the main message. But when men say something, oh, you gotta learn how to say it better. You gotta learn how to say it to women. You don't want to offend people. It's fucking bullshit.
Ask for more because they deserve more.
It's not controversial, it's sociopathic. She's telling women to manipulate, abuse, and cheat on men or be a homewrecker for money. Sure, She-Ra sometimes says things that are funny.
That's probably one of the biggest issues I have is being a homewrecker. Fuck you guys if you guys are doing it purposely. If you're not, it happens. But don't be wrecking people's fucking homes. Women or men. Like, this is retarded for you guys to just go out there and go to husbands and wives and just ruin families like that. Don't fucking do that shit. Like, that's what ruined my parents, because there's a woman that came that knew that really wanted my dad and just did everything she could to get him. This is why I hate adultery so much, and this is why I blame the adulterer plus the person that they're doing it with, because both people know better, especially unless, you know, one is tricking the other. Say if the man was tricking the woman and like not telling her that he's married or anything, I'm not upset at that. But when the woman or the man knows that that person is married or is attached and you're still pursuing them vigorously, that's a fucking problem.
But I would be very suspicious of a girl who listens to She-Ra unironically. So just remember that your self-help guru, the wizard Liz, listens to a woman who literally encourages abusive relationships to extract resources out of a man. What a shock. Back to Nadine.
And now the guys are angry because now they have to step up, or else they can't compete with the men who are able to do all of those things for her.
That's not why they're responding to you
Nope.
negatively. They're responding to you negatively because you're telling men to lower their standards while telling women to skyrocket their standards. It's hypocritical. It's also going to make a lot of women single and lower the quality of the dating pool by filling it with even more entitled chicks.
It's really sad to see that they resort to calling women ugly or children or hitting a wall or not understanding what her worth is if she
You want to be fully provided for and be able to do anything you want without any consequences. That's a child. And that's the privilege of a child. To not have to provide for yourself, be everything provided for you, and get to make as many mistakes or do whatever the fuck you want without really getting in trouble. Those are children.
she doesn't clean or cook. Like, it's absolutely appalling.
Okay, but what is your worth?
Right?
You said, yes, queen, to a comment stating that a man should have to provide all the money and also have to cook and clean, and he is just supposed to hope that you'll reciprocate? You are incredibly, incredibly, incredibly selfish. What value are you providing to the relationship when you expect them to do everything? The only thing she can really say she provides is companionship, which to an average guy, and I say average because she basically said that she was average, and if you're average, then you're worth an average guy. The average women she's speaking to aren't going to get millionaires, but to an average guy, companionship isn't worth much when he's working 16 hours a day so that she can sit on her ass all day and do hobbies. Being a companion is not stressful.
He's right. You know, there was times in my marriage where I would be quite resentful, you know, when I come home and the house is not done, or if I come home and the laundry's not done and I needed laundry done. Those are frustrating moments as a man to come to your own house when she was home all day and all she did was watch TV.
Stressful or difficult work. Plus, he's providing that to you as well, so what are you doing that's extra?
I'm convinced that these men are just too far gone. Just let them be. Don't even bother arguing with them because you're not going to see your point. Just let them stay single, be single, and not procreate.
Again, mathematically, if you're telling average girlies to go after 1% guys, then 99% of them are going to fail and be single. Or if
Or
a
just be
disproportionate
sugar
number of girls
babies.
succeed at this, as in 5% of women are getting the 1% guys all at the same time, then it means that he's cheating on you with several other women. So you're either recommending a goal that will permanently make women single, or it will put them with guys who will cheat on them. Because you should be honestly
Pretty
asking
much.
yourself, if I don't do anything and my boyfriend or husband can get what I have from any other girl, then why is he with me? Then what
This is the part where women really need to think to themselves. I'm not giving him anything. He's giving me everything. And he can get anybody he wants. Why the fuck is he with you? Think about it, women. Why would they want to be with you when all you're providing is pussy? Pussy, tell you the truth, is not that expensive. It really isn't. If you just wanted pussy. Right? But that's not what men want. If we just wanted pussy, why would we even deal with courting you and shit like that? It's no fucking point.
I think happens is that when valueless girls like this realize that their partner can have anyone, but they can't do the same, they start watching people like Shira and become controlling and abusive to keep their partners. From what I've seen from Nadine, it seems like she does that in her relationship.
I'm going to share with you guys how I pipped my boyfriend in real life. For those of you not in tech, PIP stands for Performance Improvement Plan, and it's what you get put on when they're about to fire you. So my boyfriend and I were having a lot of issues in the beginning, like a lot. So we had a shared note with daily and weekly tasks he needed to do and a set of things that he needed to work on. And it worked out really well.
Wow. So this guy was rich, I'm assuming. But yet he wasn't what she wanted, but so she fucking gave him notes every day to change him. And this fucking simp took every note and improved himself in the way to just make her more attracted to him. The fuck?
Even now, for our household chores, things that he's responsible for, we use a Kanban board. Like anything I need done, I just add it onto the Kanban.
What the fuck? Anything you need done, then what the fuck do you do? You just add shit to his board? Like, what? I don't, like, the way she fucking talks as she does nothing, and anything that she needs done, she just adds it to the board or makes the fucking man do it.
Board and he'll get it done.
Okay, but what do you do? What part of your performance have you improved?
Right?
I've watched all of your popular videos with hundreds of thousands of views, as well as many of your normal videos, and I've yet to see you give any examples of what women should do to keep their...
Dude, sleep. You're crazy, bro. To be watching like a whole repertoire of a person's fucking TikTok, that's just way too much for me. I can't handle that shit. I could watch one or two at a time, but to watch their whole TikTok, that's a lot of videos, bro. Shout outs to you.
Man, it's all about what he should be doing for you. Like literally, if you want to stay permanently single or be in an abusive relationship, take Nadine's advice.
Right. So I
Right?
saw someone say that you can really tell how much a woman loves herself by the partner she chooses. I never understood this when I was younger, when the older, wiser girlies would tell me that I have to first give myself everything that I expect from a man. So if I wanted to be spoiled, I have to first spoil myself. I took spoiling myself and giving myself everything that I wanted to the next level and became a hyper independent girly. I could buy my own house. I took myself to nice spas. I took myself to really nice vacations. I had a great career. I could do everything on my own. Why did I need a man?
You would think that someone who was going on
Right.
TikTok to give relationship advice to women would actually do some research on common issues that women have in the dating pool. A strong one being that women will pretty consistently price themselves out of the market.
This is the funny shit. Like, women want to be coaches or whatever the fuck it is, and their life experience, they can't even pull from their own life experience of what's going on. At least men, even though I am not the image of what most men want to be, I'm not married. I'm not traveling I'm not in Cambodia making videos and traveling like that yet. But I have aspirations of it. You know, I tell you guys of it. I'm truthful of it. I tell you guys what has happened to me. I have learned from my mistakes. I have learned from my previous marriage. I have learned from all the simping I've done. I have learned through watching all these videos. Yes, I give some advice here and there, but I just tell you guys, don't listen to people on YouTube like to the T. No, like financial advice, relationship advice, any type of advice. Unless someone is showing you how to build something step by step, those are probably the only videos I would take full advice for. But everything else, it's nuanced. Some people experience things certain ways. Some people experience it other ways. They interpreted things different ways. I'm not saying don't watch these people. Watch everything and learn everything. But not everyone is out there to make you better, or, like, not everybody's advice is made for you. So just sift through all of the information yourself, like from what I say, what we say in the niche, what Passport Bros say. You don't have to listen to us. You don't have to believe everything we say. Just take it into account, absorb it yourself, do your own research, and see what you want to do. I never tell you guys to do shit you don't want to do. Do what you want to do. If you want to simp and you want to, go ahead. You're just going to have a little bit rougher life. And I don't think you're going to have to really enjoy your life as much. This is just basic advice, right, guys? Like, there's, like, just absorb from everyone, but don't completely trust anyone, especially on the internet, especially me. Like, I try my best to be consistent with my logic and morals. Doesn't mean I'm going to be. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. People point shit out to me on the comments all the time, and I'll straight up say, ah, shit, my bad. I should have known better. Or, what? Oh, shit, I didn't know that. And I would admit, like, the people, you have to humble yourself. Like, you can't just think you're the badass of badassery and walking around with your fucking dick hanging out like that. Like, you have to humble yourself.
By being high earners and then still expecting the man to make more than her. So if she makes $100K a year, then she wants a man who makes $200K a year. But if a man is making $200K a year, he has tons of options, and those guys typically don't want working women. I mean, if there is any proof that this girlie has no idea what she's talking about, then it's this statement here.
Y'all need to learn how to be selfish, because which selfish bitch do you know lives a bad life? No one.
All of them. The most selfish people I know have horrible lives. Why? Because nobody wants to be around them anymore, because they've realized how selfish these people are. Like, you have not lived enough life, girl, to be making this statement.
We've all had that one friend who likes to take the best piece of the cake with, like, the chocolate sprinkles on top without a second thought and without asking if anyone else wants it. Or that friend who picks the best bedroom at the Airbnb even though you booked the trip. Yeah, they're selfish and inconsiderate, but guess what? Who's living their best life? Who has the best slice of cake?
When things are good, when things are bad and they need assistance and they need help or they need something, no one's gonna be there. That's where you're missing out on, girl. Yes, the good, where you get to be greedy and no one says anything, sure, it's enjoyable at the moment. But when you do need something from people and people say, fuck off, you're a fucking bitch, that's when you realize, oh shit.
Who's having the best night's rest at the Airbnb on vacation? They are. They want all the best things in life for themselves, and they don't really give a shit about anyone else.
Actually, I've known lots of people who are hyper selfish that live bad lives. Because if they keep pulling that stuff, nobody will want to be friends with them. Sure, they might get the nice piece of cake, but have fun when things go bad, and everyone is cheering for your demise instead of rushing to help you. So I don't know, maybe this girl's an adult who is still in high school, but generally, people who display that kind of psychopathy are hated by their community and eventually get shunned by it.
Yep.
However, people always want me to talk about red flags, so here's a big one that you can see in this type of content. And this is something that works in general. If someone is a good person and you do things for them, they will feel guilty if they don't return the favor. So if you're around a person who you provided a ton of things for and they in no way feel like they should return the favor or at least make an effort to, then they are probably not a good person to be around.
True.
Of course, I'm not talking about purposefully doing things for people so they feel indebted to you as a way of manipulating them. That's just as bad. So the reverse is a red flag too, and each version of this can be used to identify a sociopath. But ultimately, a lot of what attracts women to this female dating strategy type content is reactions to double standards that men are giving in the manosphere. When you say things like, men can cheat, but women can't, you are creating a...
I don't say that shit. I say it's different between men cheating and women cheating. But I don't say men can and women can't. I don't think either should be cheating. One, it's just a breakment of commitment and, just loyalty. As much as men want to say they're loyal even though they cheat, it's not loyalty if you're cheating. It is what it is. So, stop lying to yourself. Just like the women are lying to themselves.
A double standard that justifies women doing bad things because you aren't being morally consistent.
Correct.
Real talk for a second, though. I've met a number of people in the creator space, and you would be shocked to find out how many of them are degenerates, narcissists, and sociopaths who have no business giving relationship advice.
I can probably somewhat agree. I do know quite a bit of people that are up there, and yeah, they're pretty into themselves. I probably wouldn't listen to some of their advice in relationships either. Yeah, okay. I agree with you.
Some of them are more obvious, like Pearl Davis, who embodies literally none of the traits that she tells women to have in order to attract a man. And some of them are less obvious and are being exposed by all the infighting that's been going on in the anti-woke space. And it's to the extent that I think that maybe, and I say this as a person who often gives relationship advice on the internet, but maybe a decent alternative or a good supplement is for people to log off the internet, go find people who have the thing that you want, and ask them how they got it. I think you'll find better advice by doing that, instead of exclusively listening to people who often say things not to help you, but because it will get them views.
I 100% agree with them. I also think it's the opposite, where you can ask for people's advice that you see where you don't want to be with, be at. You know, like someone that is struggling, that has hit rock bottom. You can ask them for their advice. What happened? How did you hit rock bottom? You know, like, what did you do and what didn't you do? Those are also very good lessons. You know, I'm not saying that don't go after the people that, you know, have a good relationship, that are married. They'll give you great advice too. But go to the people that probably have failed many times, or have failed a good marriage and have experienced a lot of the failures. They might share something different that provide a different perspective. I'm just saying there's two perspectives to look at.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
Whew. Shout outs to Think Before You Sleep. That was a very good video, very in-depth, very modern dating. It's pretty much how a lot of women are operating. It's pretty much how a lot of women are moving around in the dating market, and how they're trying to work men and how to finesse men. I did this mostly just for men to kind of understand. Going out there is going to be a little dangerous. You just have to either be very informed and protect yourself at all times, or you don't want to deal with it here and you're going to go overseas, become a passport bro, or you're just going to be MGTOW. Whatever you guys choose, just be careful and, you know, choose accordingly to the lifestyle you want to live and how you want to live your life. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.